wine selection at Jake Scott. Countryside, everything you need and more.
We're not just the most reliable energy service in the Caribbean. Whether it's for your entertainment, lighting a path to your future, or making sure that you and your family are secure. We're there for you when it matters most. Your safety and our reliability are our top priority. We are committed to remaining the #1 utility service in the Caribbean. We are CUC.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa. Discover the difference.
Some say the time of miracles is past, but we see miracles all around us, every day. Some could not walk. Some could not breathe. Some had lost all hope. But something amazing happened. Something that can't be analyzed or quantified. Something that is more than good medicine. Holy Cross.
Champion House Restaurant, serving Cayman for over 30 years. Start your day off right with our breakfast, fruits, pastries, hot cereals, entree, and so much more. Stop by for lunch. Our buffet offers salad, soup, entrees, and desserts. Check out our website for details on our new dinner menu. And don't forget about catering. We can customize any menu to suit your needs. Champion House Restaurant, where the islanders dine.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
Coming up next, the opposition leader hits out at Britain for her attitude toward the overseas territories.
A man charged with indecent exposure on 7 Mile Beach appears in court.
And a hit and run in a stolen vehicle. Police are asking for your help.
An epic flag football finals. We got your men's and women's championship recaps coming up.
And Joe Avery will be back a little bit later with a check on the forecast. Cayman 27 News is coming up next.
Is back. Sign up for the Sports Pack today and fuel your passion for football. Sports is life, only on Flow.
Let Elite Marble and Granite bring the charm of Italy to your home. Made from only the best materials. Santa Margherita Quartz is handcrafted in a state-of-the-art facility located in Italy and then journeys across the ocean to Elite Marble and Granite, who is the exclusive distributor in the Caribbean. Elegant and resistant, Santa Margherita Quartz products offer a large choice of colors, textures, and exclusive finishes. Call 945-9028 or visit us online at elite.ky. Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Mom, I'm hungry.
Me too.
Honey, I need to fix the tap in the kitchen today.
Okay. Everybody come with me. I know exactly where we can go.
At Countryside, we have everything you need. Grab home essentials at A.L. Thompson's. Convenient banking at Cayman National. Delicious slices from Pizza Hut. Always made fresh sandwiches at Subway. And find the best prices on island at Foster's Food Fair, IGA. Countryside. Everything you need and more.
You're watching Cayman 27 News, Cayman Informed. Brought to you by Foster's Food Fair. At Foster's Food Fair, we care. Flow.
Good evening and happy Monday. I am Kevin Morales.
And I'm Dr. Taylor Burrows. Thank you for tuning in. Opposition leader Ezard Miller says he's unhappy with Britain's attitude towards Cayman's constitutional concerns.
That's right, and he's hoping that the new governor will be open to discussions with the opposition on the issue and take action based on their concerns. Last week, the Foreign and Commonwealth Office reported to a UK parliamentary committee that the current British Overseas Territories relationship is working. That's a position Cayman disagrees with, and Mr. Miller says changes need to be made.
Because I believe the relationship between Cayman and the UK should be much more dynamic. And I also believe that it should be negotiated regularly. I have always said that I thought our constitution needs to be more of a live and relevant document, and it should be reviewed every 5 years.
Cayman also submitted written evidence to the UK Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee, registering its need for constitutional safeguards to protect overseas territories' rights. Mr. Miller says he was disappointed the government left the opposition out of the process.
I want to support the Premier in looking to make positive changes to the relationships and improving the relationships and getting more administrative authority to the people in the Cayman Islands. But in order to do that, I need to be part of the process. Unfortunately, the Premier's, the government's representation was done without the people's knowledge, without that of the opposition.
Mr. Miller says he intends to raise his concerns with Governor Martin Keith Roper when he takes office next week. A 48-year-old West Bay man has appeared in court today, charged with 3 offenses, including exposing himself on the beach. The man was charged with indecent exposure, possession of an offensive weapon, and resisting arrest. It comes after the man was spotted by members of the public indecently exposing himself on 7 Mile Beach on Friday. The RCIPS approached the man, who was carrying a knife. He fled the scene and was later apprehended and taken into custody. And police say they are searching for individuals who fled the scene of a crash involving a stolen car on the Linford-Pearson Highway Sunday evening. The incident happened around 7:30 at King's Roundabout when a white Honda Accord and a Nissan Pathfinder collided. No injuries were reported, and police say they spoke to the owner of the Honda Accord, who said the car was stolen earlier that evening. We reached out to the Nissan Pathfinder driver for comment, and he declined an on-camera interview, but he issued a statement saying, quote, "The impact knocked the wind out of me, and they fled the scene in a blue Honda Civic that had been following them since the car that had hit me was stolen." And anyone who has information on the collision can contact the Georgetown Police Station at 949-4222 or the confidential tip line at 949-7777.
A healthy economic outlook. That's the forecast from the Economics and Statistics Office for Cayman so far in 2018.
Growth across all major sectors has been Cayman's GDP rise to 4% in the first quarter of 2018. Significant factors behind the growth include a record increase in tourist arrivals and a rise in new company registrations.
Government says it's also recorded a surplus of $190.7 million for the first half of 2018 and reduced public debt by around $50 million since March of last year. The Jolly Roger has been removed from the water and is now being assessed.
But the question is, will it be ready for Pirates Week? Cayman 27 Seaford Russell Jr. has more.
So the judgment of the captain, David Gonzalez, was that at that time it was still safe to be in Georgetown.
But as it turns out, the captain assessment was off, and the Jolly Roger pirate ship ended up on the Iron Shore for the second time on October 9th. Boat owner Dr. Roland Talanow says the ship suffered damage.
Significant intrinsic weight, and that caused basically some planks to separate. And the separation caused basically water to get in.
But not only water came aboard.
It contained a lot of sand also.
Sunday, Mr. Talanow and his crew managed to get the ship out of the water after 2 weeks.
And we were lucky to have it lifted out yesterday on Sunday, very early in the morning.
And now he says the work begins.
Today, we start the assessment process to assess the damage from outside as well as from inside. And based on that, we need to assess how much work needs to be done.
Those expecting the famous ship for the annual festival Pirates Week next month may be disappointed.
So Pirates Week is in about 3.5 weeks. I wish well, let's knock on wood. But I'm a very optimistic person, but that is quite far-fetched to say, yes, we will be able to do that. But we will, I'm more confident that we will be out next month again, but for Pirates Week, I don't know.
If the repairs are not done in time, it will be the second year in a row the Jolly Roger will miss Pirates Week festivities. Seaford Russell, Cayman 27.
We reached out to the Pirates Week Committee about the possible absence of the ship and how it will impact the festival. We did get a response very late in the day, and we will have that posted on our website. Just head over to cayman27.ky. Joe Avery joining us now with our check on the forecast. First for the week, Joe, what can we expect?
Hey, well, we always have beautiful weather here in the Caribbean, it seems, so that's why so many people flock down here. But this week, it is looking even especially so. My picks of the week are kind of coming a little later in the week. You know how gusty and kind of breezy it's been last few days right there. It's gorgeous, keeping the temperatures down, keeping everyone cool out there. But what I love are those flat, calm seas, and we're going to see a return to that maybe about Wednesday or Thursday, just without a ripple out there. I'm predicting, at least hoping, fingering, crossing there, you know.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool, Joe. All right, well, Joe will be back in about 15 minutes. Stick around with this full weather forecast. Heavy machinery deployed to clear algae from the beach in front of a 7-mile beach condo complex drew the ire of neighbors. Take a look at this. A resident sent this picture to the Cayman 27 team on Saturday night. It shows a massive hole below the high water mark. The neighbor says it poses a danger to beachgoers. Our cameras were on the scene today. There was evidence of heavy machinery tracks, but the hole had apparently been filled.
A representative of the Discovery Point Club says it had sought permission to use the equipment on its beach. The Department of Environment confirmed today that an approval letter was issued for the works, but only after it was made aware of heavy equipment on the beach last week, Wednesday. And they quoted, "We immediately contacted the owner, who agreed to stop works and pull the heavy equipment off the beach until the situation could be assessed." The permission letter was issued Thursday afternoon following a site visit and discussions with the condo manager. Then that was said by Tim Austin, the deputy director, in a statement. And the DOE says the property is also using this opportunity to regrade its beach following the passage of Hurricane Michael, and that no sand is being taken off of or brought into the property. Additionally, the DOE says there were no active turtle nests along Discovery Point Beach.
Coming up right after this break, policy in Westminster shaped by people in Cayman. The Liberal Democrats are seeking the views of British expats here.
And the Green Iguana colors assemble. Hundreds sign up ahead of next week's start date.
And coral reefs under threat, how one local dive operator is fighting to preserve them. Those stories and more coming right up after this break.
We believe that every life matters and that we are all connected. One community, one people. We believe in compassion to give dignity to those that society has let down. We strive to conquer fear, and we believe that the power to heal is a gift. This is who we are. This is what we believe. Holy Cross.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Show your support by wearing pink on Dress Down, Dress Pink Day, October 26th. Purchase all your pink items, including t-shirts, polo shirts, online at www.lctgbreastcancerawareness.com or visit our LCTG Pink Shop from now until October 25th. Wear pink, take a staff photo, and email it to us at bcawareness@gmail.com or share it with us on our Facebook page. Dress Down, Dress Pink, October 26th. Brought to you by Lions Club of Tropical Gardens.
8% of the UK population are currently living overseas, and a large number of you, our viewers, may well be among them.
And while you might be out of sight of the perils of Brexit, one political party is working on policy so you don't feel out of mind when decisions that may affect you are being hammered out in Westminster. Cayman 27's Caroline James has the story. We apologize, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. We will try and bring you that story a little bit later in the show. Moving on now, the Department of Environment says more than 340 registrations were received for the upcoming 2018-2019 Green Iguana Cull.
The DOE says registrations include individual cullers, teams of cullers operating under a single group registration, and licensed businesses who likely have multiple cullers working for them. Cullers will get up to $5 a head, including incentives if monthly and yearly quotas are kept.
The call gets started on October 29th.
And police are appealing for the public's help to locate teenager Rosanna Redden. Police say over the weekend, the 16-year-old girl of Bodentown was in phone contact with what they termed responsible parties, but she has not returned home. Police say they are attempting to make contact with the teen to ensure she is safe and are asking anyone with information about her whereabouts to call Bodentown Police Station at 947-2220.
Coral bleaching, the lionfish invasion, and plastic pollution. Throughout the month of October, one local dive operator is raising awareness of issues like these that threaten coral reefs here and across the globe.
It builds community. It gets people involved. It brings additional folk in, and it builds pride in what we've created.
In 2 years of coral nursery work with the Eco Divers Reef Foundation, Aaron Hunt says more than 1,000 pieces of coral have been grown, and more than 500 corals have been outplanted on Cayman's coral reefs, thanks in great part to a corps of trained volunteer divers.
What we found is the more outreach we do, the more opportunities we give for people to learn about what we're doing, the better the response is.
Eco Divers Reef Foundation is joining forces with Dive Tech for its Reef Conservation Month, presenting a coral conservation workshop this Sunday.
We want to make sure that everybody understands that this is something you are absolutely welcome to come join. We don't care if you know how to dive already or not. We can teach that to you.
There are a number of really great volunteers, but eco divers always need help. People out there cleaning the corals, and again, it's about education.
Dive instructor Julia Bradford says Dive Tech has dedicated the entire month of October to raising awareness of the issues close to many divers' hearts.
Coral conservation, the health of our reefs, about the lionfish culling that we do here, but also, you know, just things about single-use plastic, all the issues that we should really be aware of from a diver's perspective.
That's a really great experience for many of the divers, to be able to look back and be one of the few people in the world to say, look what I did. I made things better.
Mr. Hunt says he's hoping to recruit local divers motivated to preserve our beautiful coral reefs. Joe Avery, Cayman 27.
Sunday's Reef Conservation Month workshop is $75 and includes a 3-course dinner from Vivo Sustainable Restaurant.
And proceeds from this charity event go to the Eco Divers Reef Foundation.
Jordan Armanese joining us now with a check on sports. Jordan.
A huge weekend, not for my Jets, not for your Brewers, but for here.
It was huge for the opponents of the Jets and the Brewers.
Yeah, it was. It was for and great game by the Saints.
Yeah.
1 point, I heard.
Great day. Drew Brees, 500 career passes, 4th all time. But here in Cayman, arguably one of the most epic flag football championships I've ever seen.
Really?
And I've seen 3. So roll it, guys. No, I've seen 4 or 5. But nevertheless, it was incredible. Nice. Men's finals, women's finals. Take a little peek right here. If you don't, just come back from commercial, because sports is next.
All right.
It's fresh
Fresh from the garden, it's fresh.
Hurley's introduces Chef Kits, the newest, easiest way to serve your family home-cooked meals in about 30 minutes. Every Chef Kit includes Hurley's fresh beef, chicken, fish, or veg, and pre-measured spices, sauces, oils, and seasonings. We include everything but the dinner plates. Simply follow the enclosed directions to create home-cooked, gourmet-inspired meals for 2 or 4 people. Hurley's Chef Kits for fresh, easy, speedy meals your family will love.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a wholly Caymanian-owned insurance broker with a wealth of knowledge in the local and international insurance market. Our professional team service clients with a range of insurance products, including motor, home, health, contractors, marine, and business insurance, among others. Contact us at 949-0579 or email us at service@bogleins.com.
The flavor with a beat. Black thing now move up him dancing feet. We dance them flavor with a beat. Holy sauce, yeah, we acting on the street. Yes. Young, middle age, or old, move your feet. When Grace, if we dance, everybody have to do it.
Grace, feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace, delicious, so nutritious. Yes, quality when you taste it. Want affordable, look for the label.
Flavor we are flavor because the spice is flaring. Flavor with a beat, no other brand than near we.
One taste and you know Grace is real.
Cayman 27 Sports is brought to you by Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Welcome back, folks. We start on the gridiron. The Cayman Islands Flag Football Association wrapped up its men's and women's season this past Saturday with championship weekend. For the women, the HSM Vipers were looking for their 3rd straight title, facing the Greenhouse Lynx for the 3rd straight year, while the undefeated BK Panthers would look to make it back-to-back titles in the men's finals versus the Uncle Clem's Wolves. Quarterback Brendan Malice in for 27 MVP Nick Masosha after he moved home. Wolves quarterback Jordan Stubblefield, playing for what sources say was with damaged ribs. Let's take a look at the Wolves' first series. Stubblefield drops back. Peter Whitaker wide open, right through his hands. That would prove costly. Next series, Malice rolls right, finds Taj. Big play. Hey, touchdown Panthers. They're fired up. They got the early lead, 7-0. Second half, Wolves need to step up, and they did on defense. Secondary, 1 pass down, batted. 2 passes, batted. The defense looking to keep him in. Stubblefield, deep in his own end zone, scrambles. Can't find anybody. Paul Chin with the sack coming around the edge. Sack City, he's fired up. Panthers on the verge of their 2nd consecutive title. Wolves make it a game. Pitch goes to Whitaker. He finds the end zone, but it was too little too late. Panthers take it, back-to-back titles, 10-7 the final. Here's Jermaine Razor Sharp on the win.
We came out, we scored first. We were really lucky to get that one because we wanted to set the tempo from the game real easy. We were able to go up and keep it up and keep those guys off the board until the last couple of minutes. They made an impressive run, an impressive push. We were able to come back and score a goal. They attempted a free goal, they attempted an onside kick, but we were very successful able to stop that and make sure they didn't get back in the game. Wrapped it up, 14-0, baby. Perfect season. Panther Nation, we got this.
All right, women's final. Vipers in blue, Lynx in black. Look at the stare down. Vipers going for the three-peat. Lisa Malice hands it to Dion Whitaker. Scrambles, goes deep for Jennifer Choice into double coverage. Vipers playing with fire early. Here's the Lynx in the red zone. Watch Maggie Ebanks right there. Breaks through the line for the sack. Cold-blooded. That stalls the Lynx drive. She's got something to say to the sidelines there. Next drive, Malice drops back, looking for Carly Dignam. Off her hands. Marvelous Marlena Smith with the interception, but this one's coming back. Lynx penalty. Then the wave broke out. Exciting stuff here, folks. Vipers looking to extend the lead. Aricia Burke looking for the field goal. Vanya Cordwell with the block. This game was bananas. Here it is, a little punt, little scary here. Glenita Logan takes the punt, plants her foot, goes down hard. The ambulance would have to be called in, folks. She would be okay, but she would not return. 0-0. This game's going to overtime. In overtime, Lynx QB Erica Bosch finds former Viper Chanel Gall. She puts the Lynx ahead 6-0. But the extra point, Gall would step up, looking to beat her former team. It's up. She misses it. 6-0 Lynx. Now the Vipers looking to win the game. Little hot potato. Alicia Dixon and Jennifer Choice bends the edge. And we got a tie game, 6-6 in overtime. And the extra point would win this one. Let's take a listen. It's up and it's good. Vipers win their 3rd straight title. Hey, ladies, don't forget about Glenita Logan in the ambulance. She's okay. Here's Maggie Ebanks on the win.
It's hard to describe it, but at the same time, you really pay tribute to the teammates that you have. Everyone feeds off of our adrenaline. We all feed off of each other. And these are the moments that you play for and you work for all season long.
Nicely done to both winners. All right, Joe's got your weather next. Stick around.
It's that time of year again for the annual Cayman 27 Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. We're calling all boats to join us Saturday, December 1st at Camana Bay as the water comes to life with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. It's completely free to enter, and there's a chance to win $1,000 and 2 general admission tickets to Kaboo. Or enter just for fun. Private and commercial boats are welcome. For more information and to register your boat, click on cayman27.ky.
Ever wondered what smart health insurance feels like?
Premier Health's 24/7 worldwide health insurance does most of the thinking for you.
1,500 CGI health claims are settled daily.
55% of claims settled automatically.
You can access your health plan almost anywhere, anytime.
And have smart wellness with online data tracking.
And more provider choices for you and the people who matter most.
Premier Health is smart health insurance, and it feels good.
Brit K, where people come first.
Hey, ooh, this have a flavor with a beat. Have a dance, make you move up your feet. Feel the rhythm in the music. Turn all into new into hits and classics. Every meal make you feel like it's a new remix. It's the most delicious in the West Indies. You know what feel this grace. Feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace. Delicious and nutritious. Yes. Quality when you taste it. Want affordable? Look for the label. Grace. Feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace. Delicious and nutritious. Yes. Quality when you taste it. Want affordable? Look for the label. Once you feel it, once you see it, once you taste it, it's real. Trust the flavor, the Caribbean grace, it's real. Caribbean grace, it's real.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The lowly hogfish. You don't talk about this animal too much, but this one was putting on quite a show. It might change your opinion on the hogfish out there. Tick that off the box right there. Another cool fish from Cayman's super cool reefs. Anyway, I'm back in the Weather Center right here. We got the satellite picture up like I was talking about earlier in the show. We've got an amazing week of weather ahead, even by Caribbean standards. All right, the gusts, they're kind of moving out of the picture right there, probably tonight and into tomorrow. Looks like tomorrow is when we're going to see things calm down. Still a 30% chance of showers and possible thunder. The reason why? Well, we've got these moderate winds and seas thanks to a ridge of high pressure building over the southeast U.S. Take a look at this. I'm going to get my pen tool out here and do a little drawing for you. No Picasso, but this area right here looks like a dandy of a place to be right now, and we are smack dab in the center of that. What does it mean for tomorrow? Well, we're going to hang on to a 30% chance of showers, mostly the morning time, maybe a little bit of thunder with that. The winds are going to decrease to 5 to 10 knots by the nighttime, 2 to 4 foot seas out on the water. 7-day picture looking pretty good and getting even better. Don't even get me started on Wednesday, guys. Either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday would be be ideal days to spend out in the water, at least judging by the forecast in my hand from the National Weather Service right here. We got 20% chance of showers or less, mainly fair skies. That is good for Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday right there. We're expecting 2-foot seas or less. Light variable winds by Thursday, east to northeast winds, 5 to 10 knots. 5 knots or less on Friday. It's going to be a boater's paradise out there on the water, so do get out there, catch some fish if that's what you're into, get some speed if that's what you're into, maybe tug a few kids on a hot dog-shaped inflatable behind you if that is what you're into. Anyway, I got a weather pick of the day. They're telling me in my ear, Joe Avery, we can't let you stay around forever, but I'm going to show you some awesome homegrown bananas. That is your weather pick of the day, Kevin.
Awesome, looks great. The 39th Annual National Council of Voluntary Organizations Telethon is in the books.
The signature fundraising event was held on Saturday night at Prospect Playhouse, and it featured many of Cayman's talented entertainers.
Now, one of them who was, I don't know, his talent is a little bit questionable, is Seaford Russell Jr., who you saw a little bit earlier in this video trying to do some flamenco dancing. That was Jordan Armanese doing 50 push-ups. One person pledged $50 if he would do 50 push-ups. Young and upcoming stars, and like we said, some familiar Cayman 27 faces all coming together to raise funds for a good cause. Now, at the end of the evening, the NCVO received more than $117,000 worth of pledges, and actually, the directors tell me today that some more pledges are actually still coming in today. Now, all they need to do is make sure that everybody who called in and said they would pledge money actually donates that money for the good causes. All the funds will be raised to continue the work that the NCVO does. Coming up in the second half hour of Cayman 27 News, we talk with Caroline Cadbury, the Caribbean coordinator for the Lib Dems, on their push to get expats involved in the UK electoral process. And remember, we want you to WhatsApp us any photos, videos, news tips, etc. We want to know what's happening in your community. The Cayman 27 WhatsApp line is 527-2727. We'll be right back.
Sometimes having a middleman is not a bad thing, especially when it comes to insurance. Do you know that when it comes to cost, ease, speed, and peace of mind, insurance brokers ranked higher than when customers buy direct? So, for all your insurance needs, call Fidelity Insurance. We're the middleman you want. Call us today at 949-7822. Fidelity. We're good for you.
Have you heard? They have new daily meal deals at Popeyes. A different meal with side every day of the week for the same price of just $3.99. Monday is chicken soup with rice. Tuesday for the chicken bowl. 2 tenders on Wednesday. A loaded chicken wrap on Thursday. It's all about that shrimp on Friday. Chicken nuggets to start the weekend. And the mixed 2-piece to finish.
The new daily meal deals from Popeyes. A different meal every day, served with the world-famous best dressed chicken for only $3.99. Only at Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen on Eastern Avenue.
And the flavor with a beat. Black thing now move up him dancing feet. We dance them flavor with a beat. Whole heap of sauce, yeah, we acting on the street. Young middle age or old, move your feet. When Grace if we dance, everybody have to do it.
Grace, feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace, delicious, so nutritious. Yes, quality when you taste it. Want affordable, look for the label.
Flavor we are flavor because the spice is flaring. Flavor with a beat, no other brand of them near we.
One taste and you know Grace is real.
We believe that every life matters and that we are all connected. One community, one people. We believe in compassion to give dignity to those that society has let down. We strive to conquer fear, and we believe that the power to heal is a gift. This is who we are. This is what we believe. Holy Cross.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Cayman 27 News. I'm Dr. Taylor Burrows. And tonight we're joined by Caroline Padbury. She's the Caribbean coordinator for the Liberal Democrats overseas. And we heard earlier in the show from the chairman of the global organization. And now, welcome. I'm happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what the importance is of having a Caribbean coordinator here, having yourself?
Yeah, so I mean, as you were saying earlier, 8% of the British population live overseas. About half of that within Europe and half outside of Europe.
Okay.
So I sit within a committee that represents those Brits outside of Europe. The political party that I work for, which is an opposition party within the UK, it's relatively centrist, but it has an international focus.
Mm-hmm.
And we have recently restructured the way we look at politics overseas and the way we look at our British nationals overseas.
Mm.
So we have, say, groups across the world. I am the Caribbean coordinator, and we are reaching out to British nationals who live overseas to ask them to complete our policy consultation to provide input into what's important to them, what matters for them within British politics. So we're split into Europe and the rest of the world because Europe is very much focused on Brexit. That's what matters to those nationals there. But for those people outside of Europe, there are other things that matter. There's other things we should be looking at, and we are trying to get feedback on
So
that.
are you assuming what that might be, or are you going to have an open-ended questionnaire?
A bit of both.
Okay.
So we have 6 points that we are instigating as the conversation, and then there's sort of an open debate around what matters. So the 6 points being votes for life. So at the moment, if you are a British national and you move overseas, you have 15 years in which you can vote in a British election, and then that's it. You can't vote anymore. A bill is going through Parliament at the moment that is looking for votes for life. So we absolutely support that. We'd also like to see electronic voting, just to make it logistically easier to vote overseas. We'd also like voting in sort of consulates, embassies, so those foreign nationals can vote much easier. We're also looking at the possibility of overseas constituencies or overseas MPs. So, like you're saying, 8% of the British population, that's 5 to 6 million people live overseas. At the moment, there are 650 MPs in the UK Parliament. Each one of those represents about 100,000 people. And if you do the sums, 5 or 6 million people who don't have a direct voice into Westminster, into British Parliament. So we're saying there should be an MP, MPs, who represent those overseas nationals, those overseas constituencies.
Sure.
That happens in France, happens in Italy, and we think that should happen in the UK as well. Also looking at things such as access to pensions. It's not consistent how people gain their UK state pension if they live in different countries around the world.
Sure.
So we want to see consistency there. And also universities. At the moment, if you are a UK resident, you access cheaper university fees for UK universities.
Much easier, right?
Much easier and cheaper. You have to have been in the country for 3 years before you qualify for that.
Okay.
So if you're a family working overseas, then that makes you think a lot about where you live and how you take your family life forward. So again, we are proposing that we remove that 3-year time frame. If you're a British national, irrespective of where you're living, you should have local rights to access to universities.
So will that be quite a quick process to remove those limitations for people overseas?
So what we are looking to do is, between now and the end of the year, we have a policy consultation that is open to all British nationals, irrespective of political affiliation, irrespective of where they live. So we want as many British nationals to input into this consultation as possible. That will then, we'll take those results. We just want to listen to those people living overseas. We'll take all that insight and we'll create a policy off the back of that. And that will happen in early 2019. That will then be used to lobby Parliament. So that will be used as a party to go into Westminster and say, this is you know, this is what people are saying.
Right,
this is
so
what
that they have a
people want.
voice.
So they have a voice. And,
And
we'll be
how
with
can
them.
they get in touch with you if they need to reach you?
So we are, you can access us through the website, through the internet at libdemsoverseas.com. And
Libdems.com.
Libdemsoverseas.com. Policy consultations there, all the details about the Lib Dems membership supporter programs, all the details are there. Like I say, it's a 5-minute survey, really, really quick.
Okay, 5 minutes.
Takes 5
Very
minutes.
easy.
Very easy. There is
Great.
an open form at the end if people want to share their
Wonderful.
additional thoughts.
Well, thank you so much, Caroline, for joining us. That was very informative.
Thank you.
All right. And stick with us. After the break, we'll have more news. And don't forget to WhatsApp us at 527-2727 with all your pictures and videos and news tips.
From happy beginnings and life choices that we make along the way,
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
health insurance with far-reaching benefits,
Family protection and long-term financial plans.
business insurance and generous employee benefits.
For happy beginnings to happy ever after, visit BritK.ky.
Brit K, where people come first.
Have you had your Tortuga moment today? Come by Tortuga Fine Wine and Spirits for all your liquor needs and taste the world-famous Tortuga rum and rum cake. Always delicious and baked fresh daily in the captivating Cayman Islands. With ongoing renovations at the airport, we invite you to shop our stores and buy before you fly. Relive the Cayman Islands in every bite.
Welcome back. It's time to check in with the team over at Purple Dragon. For this month's edition of Project Purple, it's a program created by Purple Dragon that grants scholarships to at-risk youth with the aim of using martial arts to help keep them on the right track.
On Saturday, October 13th, Purple Dragon held its underrank grading examinations. We had a total of 59 students testing for their under black belt ranks. Out of these 59 students, 4 students from Project Purple were in this group. All 4 were successful. We had 2 new yellow belts. This is Mr. Don Smith and Mr. Janelle Barrett that successfully passed the exam and made it to their yellow belts. We have young Miss Nika Hurlstone, who made it to her orange belt from yellow, and Mr. Leon Anderson, moving up from orange belt to green belt. We're extremely proud of the way that they conducted themselves, the level of discipline, the skill level that they demonstrated for the examiners. They were satisfied with the way that they performed, and we're very happy and proud with the way that they're progressing. And we really hope to see them continue on and make it all the way to the top and eventually make it to their black belts. The grading examination was presided over by Professor Don Jacob, who's the founder of the Purple Dragon Donjitsu system, assisted by Shihan Anthony Thompson. Those were the 2 examiners that came down to test the students. We look forward to the next grading examination, which should be next year around May. All right, so we want to see them progress further on. This grading was also a special one in that we had a black belt, Purple Dragon black belt grading that was conducted in Ucluelet, Canada in August of this year. 9 participants, 9 candidates from the Cayman Islands here went to do that testing out of about 50-something candidates, and they were successful in making it to their black belts. We had 5 students that made it to their first-degree black belt from brown belt, and 4 students that went from first-degree black belt to second-degree black belt. And on this grading examination, they received their new black belts. So it was a special ceremony that the other students could see what's possible if they continue to train and work hard. You know, them getting their black belts at this special ceremony, I think, was a motivation to all these students, especially students at Project Purple, you know, showing them that, you know, there are greater things to come.
Is this your first grading?
Yes, it is.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
My assessment of Don's performance, was Don's first grading, all right? I know that he was nervous going into it, but I think he did really well in the beginning, and I want him to know that I'm extremely proud of him, especially him using his self-control during the sparring event. All right, I know that he is holding back a bit because he doesn't know his own strength that much, but as he continues to train and progress, you know, he will come into his own. Another student, Miss Anika Hurlstone, I know she's been going through some challenges in her home environment. All right, so for her to come out and still be so successful in the grading examination, I'm really proud of her effort and her energies that she's putting out. There's another student, this is Mr. Leon Anderson. All right, he has come a tremendous way. We still have a little way to go, but from where he started off, he's learning a lot of self-control. All right, his self-discipline is improving, and he is putting a little bit more into his training. So we're looking forward to him also. Great things from him moving up and doing really well. He's now made it to his green belt, so he's just about halfway, you know, to that black belt level.
We're very, very happy with the performance today of the students here in Cayman Island. And I think that from what I'm seeing, I think in 2020 we're going to have the World Championship, and I think Cayman would do very, very good. And we're just inviting people to come down and see what Mr. Floyd Batiste is doing here with the young people and travel the world with us.
I think the parents were considerably happy, all right, with the results, especially hearing that we had a 100% pass rate, all right. I think the parents were happy.
Up next, world news and stories from around the region.
That time of year again for the annual Cayman 27 Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. We're calling all boats to join us Saturday, December 1st at Cayman Bay as the water comes to life with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. It's completely free to enter, and there's a chance to win $1,000 and 2 general admission tickets to Kaboo. Or enter just for fun. Private and commercial boats are welcome. For more information and to register your boat, click on cayman27.ky.
It's time for a check on Wall Street. The S&P 500 and the Dow Jones slipped in choppy trading following losses in energy and financial stocks. Reuters' Roselle Chen reports.
The S&P 500 and Dow closed lower, dragged by oil and financial stocks, but gains in Amazon and Apple helped lift the Nasdaq. Gregory Lucan runs asset management firm Lucan Analytics.
But we're seeing concerns today over a number of factors, a lot of which are international and pre-election midterm jitters. But we've seen this rotation recently where the NASDAQ and the S&P have become disconnected, which is very different than what we had seen earlier in the year.
Investors bought shares of Amazon, Alphabet, Apple, and Facebook ahead of the company's earnings this and next week. Intel rose on Nomura's upgrade to buy. Energy stocks fell after oil prices slipped below $80 a barrel. That came after Saudi Arabia had said it was raising production to a record. Also weighing was a drop in oil field services provider Halliburton, which forecasts a lower current quarter profit. Bristol-Myers led the losses in health stocks after FDA delayed approval for its cancer drug. European shares fell as a rally in Italian banks ran out of steam later in the session.
Turning to world news, thousands of Honduran migrants crossed the border into Mexico, pressing on in their march toward the United States. The caravan has defied Mexico's warning that it will deport anyone without the proper paperwork, as well as U.S. President Donald Trump's threat to use the military to shut down the border. Reuters' Eve Johnson reports.
A massive migrant caravan headed for the United States is on the move again, defying a threat by U.S. President Donald Trump to close the border. Thousands of men, women, and children, most of them fleeing poverty and violence in Honduras, poured into Mexico on Sunday. The country had earlier deployed riot police, some armed with tear gas, to head off any illegal crossings at the border with Guatemala. But over the weekend, the trickle of migrants allowed in through an official channel swelled to a throng, joined by thousands crossing a river on boats or swimming. The migrants face uncertainty and possible deportation in Mexico, a risk that one man said was worth it.
The government of Honduras won't help anybody, even if you're disabled. Just look at all these people here who haven't been able to find work.
Another man saying, "Tell Donald Trump we're coming to see him." The U.S. president on Sunday tweeted, quote, "Full efforts are being made to stop the onslaught of illegal aliens." Trump says the migrants must apply for asylum in Mexico first before trying to petition U.S. authorities. Mexico has vowed to process asylum requests, but the sheer size of the caravan has some questioning whether the government will be able to manage it. Migrants that Reuters spoke to said they had no idea how to get the documents they needed to pass safely through Mexico and seek asylum in the U.S. Some migrants have already given up. Authorities estimate around 2,500 have headed back home. Honduras' president saying the country was working to provide a safe and peaceful return.
All right, that's all we've got. We'll be right back coming up after this break. Stick around.
A timely response. That matters. Owning your own home. That matters. Supporting our community. That matters. When your child smiles, that matters. Good encounters, great experiences. It matters at Cayman National.
Hi, I'm Jordan Telford. I'm the master distiller for Tortuga Rum Company. I'm a born Caymanian, and I'm very proud to say that I'm producing an exceptional quality rum that's completely handmade, start to finish, distilled, bottled, and blended right here in Grand Cayman for Tortuga Rum Company.
Let Elite Marble and Granite bring the charm of Italy to your home. Made from only the best materials. Santa Margherita Quartz is handcrafted at a state-of-the-art facility located in Italy and then journeys across the ocean to Elite Marble and Granite, who is the exclusive distributor in the Caribbean. Elegant and resistant, Santa Margherita Quartz products offer a large choice of colors, textures, and exclusive finishes. Call 945-9028 or visit us online at elite.ky. Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's never been a better time to be a weatherman in the Cayman Islands than this week, because I got to admit, this forecast is looking phenomenal. Take a look right here. Satellite, we've got a clearing there. That's because of high pressure in the southeastern United States is keeping things lovely for us. Those gusty winds flatten out. It's going to be smooth and calm. But hey, let's take a look at the temperatures, because that's what we do around this time of night. 84 Georgetown, cooling off nicely. That breeze is nice for cooling down. Rest of the island, 84 degrees from tip to tip. East Enders, West Bayers, Savannah-ites and Newlanders as well. We're all enjoying the same kind of temperatures. Sister Islanders are a little cooler. They're seeing their cooling off period a little before us. I'm guessing the sun sets a few seconds earlier in the Sister Islands, because they are a little bit further to the east there. 82 degrees there. And looking at the region, we do have our normal numbers out there. Things looking pretty good. Cartagena, this is the first time I've ever seen them in the 70s, 79 degrees down there. In fact, the entire northern edge of the South American continent there, giving you some 70s, save for some of the furthest east of those South American countries there, your Surinams, your Guyanas, and so forth. Anyway, I'm getting the message. 7-day forecast. We'll throw it up one more time. Thinking about Sunday, it's going to be great, but I've got a weather pick of the day to send you out with, because that's what I do. And do we have a weather pick of the day? Well, I guess I strike out with that one there, guys. Just trust me. Oh, there it is. Nita Law, East End circa 1998. That looks like a lot older than it is. Anyway, commercial break time. Adios.
A tropical storm watch has been upgraded to
Hey, I've been tracking the storm, and it's looking really dangerous.
Yeah.
You're in a new place. You gotta prepare. No, put that down. You need canned goods, not canned
I get it.
soda and
yes,
water.
Sis,
You need plenty
water.
of water.
Here, water. Oh, gosh. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to get ready for this.
Is it your first time?
Yes.
Do you need a hurricane buddy?
Please.
All right, come on. I prefer bigger bottles.
Kind of shame it took a hurricane for us to finally hang out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, sis, it's kind of bad time.
Hey, good news. The hurricane warning's been lifted. I saw online the storm has changed direction.
Oh, so I guess you get to go back to your place now.
Where are you? That's not your apartment.
Please pick the flowers.
Bye, neighbor.
Welcome back. We start in Austin, Texas, where Mercedes Lewis Hamilton is looking to lock up his 5th Formula One title Sunday, needing Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel to place below top 5 in order to do so, and it was another member of the mighty Italian crew that took Sunday's checkered flag. And off they went. Trouble early, however, for Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel. Tangled with Red Bull's Daniel Ricciardo. He dropped to 10th, all the way to 14th, but he would fight back to 4th overall. Ricciardo, he's done for the day. Lap 27, Hamilton leading. Good battle for 2nd and 3rd between Ferrari's Kimi Räikkönen and Red Bull's Max Verstappen. Lap 38, Hamilton has to pit because of soft tires. His 2nd pit of the race, it would prove to be costly. Räikkönen would take the lead. 2 laps to go. Hamilton battling Verstappen. He overtakes them for 2nd. Hamilton goes wide. Kimi Räikkönen wins his 1st race since March 2013, his 21st all-time of his career. Verstappen 2nd, Hamilton 3rd, Sebastian Vettel 4th.
Yeah, I think it was obviously coming in the right time and having enough tires on both times, so it was a bit balancing act, but we did it very well.
I think in the end we could put a bit of pressure on, but yeah, unfortunately the last 3-4 laps I ran out of tires on the super soft compared to the guys on the soft around me, but yeah, still very happy.
Well, firstly, a big congratulations to Kimi. You did a great job today, no mistakes. He had a great start and managed it all the way. So.
And here is the man that loves to discuss all things Formula One, the principal aficionado, Mark Lee, Z99 afternoon host. A surprise and a round of applause.
And a round of applause from Taylor Burrows.
Surprised that Kimi pulled off his first win in almost 4 years?
An amazing drive by Kimi. You've got to give it to Kimi, Jordan, because he's, you know, just been playing number 2 to Sebastian Vettel for a long time. I'm delighted for Kimi Räikkönen to win that race. Well deserved. He's an amazing driver, always playing number 2 to Sebastian, and I'm just chuffed. I'm chuffed that he won, because it was about time, and kind of pleased for Ferrari. I bet in the Armanese household, the Tifosi hands were waving.
My dad was so excited, he made a grave spelling error on Facebook, but he didn't know the difference. He was super pumped. First win for Ferrari since Belgium in August.
Yeah, long time.
Long time. Verstappen, excellent race for Red Bull. Afterwards, he said he tore his shoe off. He was hitting the pedal so much. Quickly, thoughts on Verstappen?
Verstappen drove like a demon once again. We all know that Red Bull hasn't got the power that Ferrari and Mercedes have. Of course, it means that it just mixes it up a bit, keeps the race alive, keeps it exciting. And of course, alas, Lewis with those points, 336 over Sebastian's 276. He didn't win the World Championship in Austin.
More on Let's Talk Sports starting at 8 o'clock. Full recap of the USGP. Guys, back to you.
That's it for our news tonight. Have a great night.
Good night.
Make the most of your morning at Burger King with Burger King's unbeatable breakfast special. 2 croissants for just $4. Take 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants, 2 sausage, egg, and cheese, or mix and match. Add a refreshing OJ or delicious hash browns, plus tea or coffee for a true breakfast of champions. 2 croissants for just $4, available until 10:30 weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. Only at Burger King, 7 Mile Beach, Waterfront, Walkers Road, Town Center Plaza, and now Red Bay.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa presents Beautiful You every second and last Thursday of the month. The beauty experts will draw from experience and share tips for personal beauty